Have you ever experienced the fulfillment of God's promises? Everett R. Storms spent a year and a half counting Bible promises and came up with 7,487 promises God made to humankind. God's promises have three main characteristics. They are true, everyone can claim them, and they are often conditional. Inspired by God, David challenges us to test the reliability of God's promises. He says, "Taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the one who takes refuge in him." Paul wrote about his confidence in God's promises, for no matter how many promises God has made, they are yes in Christ. When God says yes, nobody can say no. Several promises are conditional to faith and obedience. And about obedience, Ellen G. White writes, "All who obey him may with confidence claim the fulfillment of his promises." Fred Steyerwalt, a farmer from Hollister in California, once experienced the value of obedience in claiming God's promises. One afternoon, Fred observed that an army of beetles had covered his field. Immediately, he realized the future disastrous outcome. These small creatures eat until there's nothing green left. Feeling powerless, he had an insightful conversation with his daughter, Helen. Helen asked, "Daddy, you pay your tithe, don't you?" "Yes," he replied. "Then why not ask God to keep his promise and drive the beetles away?" Convinced by these words, they knelt and prayed, claiming the promise of Malachi 3, verses 10 and 11. Right after praying, they saw a cloud of blackbirds descending on their fields. The blackbirds remained for a short time, but there wasn't a beetle left when they flew away. God has a heaven full of blessings for those who cooperate with him. As we worship God with our tithe and promise, regular and systematic offerings, we are placing ourselves in a position to claim his promises. May we put our desires last and God first.